President Donald Trump has made it clear he wants to wrap up the war in Iran soon, but he also does not want to exit before achieving his stated objectives. In fact, Trump himself has set a deadline for this. That's 2 to 3 weeks.
I can say tonight that we are on track to complete all of America's military objectives shortly, very shortly. We're going to hit them extremely hard over the next 2 to 3 weeks. We're going to bring them back to the Stone Ages where they belong.
But Trump's speech did not offer any specifics about the next course of action. He also did not talk about the ground operations. But experts believe the signs are there. Even as he talked about wrapping up the war, thousands of U.S. Special Operations Forces were en route to the theater of war. Iran's military leadership, meanwhile, says that it is already preparing to counter any method of attack.
With trust in Almighty God, this war will continue until your humiliation, disgrace, permanent and certain regret, and surrender. In continuation of the heavy and severe blows you have received so far, expect even stronger, await our more crushing, broader, and more destructive actions.
Hours after Donald Trump's speech came the first sign of escalation, an attack on Iran's tallest bridge, the first official strike on civilian infrastructure in the country. Donald Trump soon issued his next warning. The U.S. forces have yet to begin destroying what's left in Iran. He said more of the country's bridges and energy infrastructure were in his sight. In fact, to use his exact words, bridges next, then electric power plants. He also offered a way out to Iran once again, saying that Iran's new regime leadership knows what has to be done and has to be done fast. While Trump's rhetoric on Iran grew sharper, this also indicates an urgency. Rising fuel prices, falling numbers, and growing discontent among public means that Trump needs to end this war. A Time report citing his advisors and members of the Congress says that Trump is looking for an off-ramp now. And we earlier spoke with Annie Elizabeth Mutet, columnist from the London Telegraph. Take a listen.
Crisis if something is not be done to stop the stranglehold that Iran has on the Straits of Hormuz, because that prevents the rest of the world receiving not only merchandise but energy, which is really the most important part. So it's a really dicey and delicate moment, especially since there's absolutely no reason why Iran should be blocking the Strait of Hormuz. It doesn't belong to them. They are on one side of it and Oman is on the other. And world navigation is now facilitated for 5 countries only, which include Russia and China, and the others have negotiated. And it's a situation that's really probably one of the important points of the war. Iran does not have the means to resist this war in the other ways globally than to do this, because their capacity to use missiles and to attack the rest of the world has been depleted. I'm not saying it's